Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie, I have eaten a whole bunch of delicious food today. And this will likely be my last review. I think after this, I'm just going to go back inside and read my book that I bought. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Power Man 5000 shirt, of which I'm very fond. Though I will say, I have another Power Man 5000 shirt. I have two. I do actually like the other one more than this one. But this one's cool, and it fits. Because the other one, unfortunately, I can wear it. But it's still a little snug, because they didn't have my size available when I went to the concert. But if you're unfamiliar with the band Power Man 5000, they've been around since like the early to mid-90s. Really sort of broke out in the late 90s and the early 2000s. They kind of took on more of an industrial kind of spaceman theme to their whole thing. Their big album was Tonight the Stars Revolt. They had, singles like Nobody's Real, Blast Off to Nowhere. Oh, I can't think of their one big one. It's driving me nuts. It's like my favorite song of theirs too. But really great band. Been doing it for a long time. I've been fortunate enough where I've seen them a couple times now, and I've gotten video of both instances where I've seen them perform. Those videos are on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their stuff is concerned, when I can remember it properly, because they're a really good band. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, I have been reviewing stuff from an awesome place called Mitsuwa Marketplace, which is a Japanese marketplace not too far away from where I live in Illinois. It's, a little bit of a drive, but it's a place that I really love to go. I've been going there since my high school days, and I've been fortunate enough, I've reviewed a number of things from their various, not locations, but various like stores and things that they have available inside the marketplace. I just got through reviewing a dish from a place called, I wrote it down, place called Sutadonya, or Sutadonya, I'm not sure exactly. I just got through reviewing their Kara Sutadon, which is their spicy garlic pork rice bowl, in case you're interested. But I didn't just get that when I went there, because I knew I wanted to get something else, because this place, I like this place a lot, but it actually closed down for a little bit, and they just reopened, so I was like, I gotta get something else. So what else did I get, folks? Well, I happened to get some, boom! I got some noodles! These are specifically some Yakisoba noodles, which basically they're noodles, and then they got some stuff in them. Specifically, it looks like we got some pork, we got some carrot, maybe like some pickled radish, I'm thinking. And yeah, some little onions on top. I just really wanted a noodle dish because I'd eaten some rice, I'd had some pastry earlier. I was like, let's get some noodles in there. So, okay. And I actually don't know if I've ever had noodles from them. Usually if I get noodles from the food court in Mitsuwa, I usually get like the udon noodles from the udon place, but it looks like this. Can we get a thing? Let's go ahead and mix it up and have ourselves a good old time. Oh, I love noodles, man. I don't eat noodles nearly enough. Like, I feel like I should eat noodles just all the time because they're delicious and amazing. But then there's so many great things to eat, folks. It's the thing, I always feel bad, like, when it takes me such a long time to, like, get to, like, reviewing places, that I've reviewed in the past, because, like, there's just so many good spots. So, let's get some noodles, get some pork. Oh, that's good. That's every bit the difference, because usually if I do get noodles, it's when I go to like a Chinese buffet place, I'll just get myself like a big plate of noodles. And those are good. You know, they're good for what they are. But this is the difference between like properly prepared ones that are nice and fresh versus, you know, again, not to knock a Chinese buffet. I love a Chinese buffet. But, you know, the ones that are just prepared to just be put out, you know, and allowed to kind of sit there for a little bit. These, they're just so much more vibrant. You can taste the freshness, and just the level of flavor is just miles apart. And noodles are just awesome. They're such a simple dish. They're pretty much ubiquitous, like the world over. Like almost every culture has some kind of noodle dish. These are so good. The veg is really nice and fresh. And it was one of those things when carrots are nice and crisp. They're tasty. When I got my first bite, I definitely had some of the radish in it. And so my brain initially was like, wait a second, what the hell is this flavor? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's got the radish. Yeah, that's a very pickled radish. Ooh, it's got not only kind of a vinegariness to it, but it's got a little bit of a tartness to it, a little bit of a sourness. So yeah, that pickled radish, that is kind of either a make it or break it kind of element. But I like it because I think it adds something to the entire dish. And just kind of breaks things up, you know? Gives it one more flavor. And with how flavorful and how heavy the noodles are, something like that pickled radish, it needs that extra level of flavor to really kind of shoot through. Got some peppers. Peppers are tasty, nice and crispy. Yeah, man. These are some solid noodles. I'm not going to say they're the best noodles I've ever had or anything like that. I've certainly had better noodles from like noodle specialty places, but in terms of being, you know, some solid noodles that that I got from a food court in a marketplace. No, these are excellent. They're buttery, a little bit garlicky, and just the overall flavor profile on them is just fantastic. And like I said, it's just that elevated, you know, just that elevated status, you know, beyond, you know, kind of, you know, just your normal general takeout noodles. They're just more complex, more delicious. I think they're really good. But two questions have to be asked: would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I mean, I have to say, for me personally, I would have to go with. I go with yes and yes. I had to think about it a little bit because here's the thing: if I'm at Mitsuwa and I'm in their food court, which that's basically what I spend my whole day doing when I go to Mitsuwa. If I want noodles, like I said, I'm probably going to their udon place. They also have a ramen place too, but the line is usually just absolutely out the door. But you know, I have other options available to me as far as noodle stuff is concerned. And with these, this isn't exactly the thing that this particular place specializes in, but they certainly do it well. So for me personally, if I really just wanted noodles, I would go to, again, like the udon place or maybe the ramen place. But if I was going to this place specifically because they have dishes that I really like, would I go over there and get an order of noodles to kind of complement that? And the answer is absolutely, because these are really tasty. And like, even though, again, I'm not going to say that they're outright top tier noodles, they are very good noodles that I'm thoroughly enjoying and I love every aspect of. So every time I go in for another bite, it's just this wave of flavor that I'm, you know, just enamored with. So, but if I'm recommending them, it is kind of the same logic. If you want a noodle dish in Mitsuwa, there are places that I do think are, you know, I just personally think that because they specialize in them, those are the places to go. But this as a side dish, these are definitely going to be better than like your standard takeout noodles that you would get from, you know, like your average kind of Chinese food place or what have you. Because again, they're that elevated experience. And they are really tasty. And fundamentally, like, they're, you know, Not anything crazy in terms of presentation or anything. About the only thing that's maybe a little bit weird are the pickled radishes, and I could see some people not being into those. But the overall dish, I think, is really good. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, Spanish rest of the year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly noodles-tastic rest of your life. Because, again, noodles are fantastic. They're so good. And they're not even that hard to make. Like, they're one of those things where it's like, I should just make more noodles. They're not hard, but I'm lazy. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes. Folks, when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, as I mentioned earlier, the thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to go back inside to the marketplace, find myself a nice place to sit down. I'm going to read a manga that I got, because I haven't bought a manga in I don't know how long, and they got a nice little bookstore in there. It's apparently called Sakamoto Days. Looks like this. It's about assassins and stuff. It was recommended by the clerk, and I was like, sure, why not? I'll pay a few bucks for that. And I'm just going to go inside, enjoy the rest of the time, probably buy a few things from the marketplace, and try to get out of this damn heat. Anyway, bye.